The 2024 U.S. election results are in, and like many Americans, Ellen DeGeneres had a lot to say about it. But instead of the usual late-night jokes and quirky skits, Ellen's reaction to Donald Trump's victory was filled with raw emotion and unexpected insight. In this video, we break down Ellen's response, how it fits into her political journey, and what her reaction says about her place in the cultural conversation. You might think you know Ellen, but this is a side of her you haven't seen before. Ellen DeGeneres and her political stance. A complicated relationship. Ellen DeGeneres is known for her humor, kindness, and being a champion of LGBTQ+ rights. But when it comes to politics, her stance has always been a bit of a roller coaster. Over the years, Ellen has been vocal about her opinions, but she has also faced criticism for her sometimes neutral or middle ground approach. The 2024 election, however, brought out a side of Ellen that was more emotional, direct, and candid than fans are used to seeing. As an influential figure in pop culture, Ellen's views have always carried weight. Her daytime talk show, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, was one of the longest-running and most popular programs in television history, known for both lighthearted entertainment and poignant moments. Over the years, Ellen has made her political views known, especially during the Trump presidency. Back in 2016, Ellen famously invited George W. Bush, a former president, onto her show, despite their differing political views, saying that we need to be kind to one another, a statement that sparked controversy and calls for her to take a firmer stance on political matters. However, by 2020, Ellen's position started to shift. She began speaking out more openly against policies that she felt were harmful, particularly when it came to issues of social justice and human rights. Her audience expected her to speak up for what she believed in, given her platform and influence. Ellen's public activism became more aligned with her personal values, especially after Donald Trump's handling of key issues like LGBTQ+ rights, immigration, and racial justice. So, when the 2024 election results came in, many wondered, how would Ellen react? Would she keep her signature positivity, or would the weight of the political climate compel her to be more outspoken? Ellen's reaction to Trump's 2024 victory. When news broke of Trump's victory in 2024, Ellen's response was both surprising and reflective. Known for her positive demeanor and comedic timing, Ellen could have easily made light of the situation, cracked a joke, or deflected with humor. But instead, her reaction was filled with unexpected vulnerability. Ellen took to social media first, with a message that was short but powerful. In an Instagram post, she wrote, "I am deeply disappointed, but not surprised. This election isn't just about one person. It's about the values that we choose to fight for. It's about how we treat each other. And I think we have a long way to go." The post went viral within minutes, with thousands of fans expressing both support and concern. Ellen's words were not just a reflection of her personal disappointment. They resonated with the millions of people who had hoped for a different outcome. The message was a call for unity, not division, a plea to look beyond the politics and focus on the human values that Ellen has always championed. However, Ellen's reaction wasn't just confined to social media. On her podcast, The Ellen DeGeneres Show. Behind the scenes, Ellen took the opportunity to address her feelings more deeply. In an emotional episode, she opened up about what the result meant for her personally and for the country as a whole. She discussed how, in her lifetime, she has seen the U.S. go through various political phases, but nothing like this. The rhetoric, the polarization, and the challenges the country faces had her questioning the future. Ellen shared, "I've always believed in the goodness of people, but I can't pretend this doesn't hurt. I just want us all to find common ground and remember what's important: our kindness, our love, our humanity." Her tone was somber, and her vulnerability resonated with many listeners. For the first time, Ellen seemed unsure, not of her values, but of how the country could move forward after such a divisive election result. the public's mixed response. Ellen's reaction to Trump's win wasn't just met with sympathy. Some fans praised her for being open and honest, saying that her emotional reaction reflected the feelings of many. On the other hand, critics pointed out that Ellen's past actions, especially her relationship with George W. Bush, had come under fire for being too friendly with the political establishment. They argued that Ellen had been too neutral for too long, and now, in the wake of the 2024 election, it was clear that she should have been more vocal earlier. Despite the criticisms, Ellen's decision to react publicly to the results marked a turning point in her career. It was a rare moment where she stepped out from behind the curtain of her usually lighthearted public persona and confronted the harsh reality of America's political divide. For many, Ellen's reaction was a reminder of the importance of using your platform for something greater than entertainment. The aftermath, Ellen's reaction and its cultural impact. Ellen DeGeneres has built an incredible career on positivity, humor, and kindness. Her daytime talk show was known for its heartwarming moments, celebrity interviews, and lighthearted comedy. However, in the wake of Donald Trump's victory in the 2024 election, Ellen's reaction, somber, emotional, and unexpectedly candid, has raised questions not only about her stance on politics, but about her role in the broader cultural conversation. The aftermath of her response to the election results was as significant as the reaction itself. Reactions from fans and critics. Ellen's social media post and podcast episode quickly went viral. The mix of support and criticism was swift, reflecting the polarized nature of American politics. Many of her fans, particularly those who had long admired her for her messages of kindness, expressed gratitude for her open and vulnerable response. They appreciated that she wasn't afraid to be real with them, especially in a moment when the country felt deeply divided. In her Instagram post, Ellen had said, "It's about the values that we choose to fight for. It's about how we treat each other. And I think we have a long way to go." For many, those words were a reminder that the true power of change lies in personal actions and values, not just in who occupies the highest office. Ellen's message resonated with viewers who were seeking reassurance and guidance in a chaotic time. She became a voice of reason and unity in a moment where division seemed to reign supreme. But, as expected, there were also critics. Ellen has been accused in the past of being too neutral politically, particularly after her famous appearance with former President George W. Bush on her show. Critics pointed out that her decision to invite Bush, despite his controversial policies, sent a message of political neutrality that many saw as dismissive of the very real issues at stake. Now, with Trump's victory in 2024, critics argued that Ellen's reaction was long overdue. They questioned why it took an election, result they considered damaging for her to speak so openly. Some felt that Ellen, as one of the most influential figures in entertainment, had a responsibility to use her platform to speak out much earlier, especially when the issues at hand involved human rights, LGBTQ+ rights, and racial justice. Still, Ellen's critics couldn't deny that her vulnerability in the aftermath of the election was a brave and genuine moment. She was no longer the untouchable, always smiling TV host. Instead, she was a public figure confronting her own feelings in real time, reminding the world that even those who seem most unshakable have their moments of doubt. The impact on her career and public image. In terms of her career, Ellen's reaction to the election results marked a pivotal moment. While her talk show had already concluded, her podcast and online presence continued to serve as a major platform for her to connect with her fans. The response to her reaction revealed that people were hungry for authenticity, especially in times of crisis. Her vulnerability and candid approach in discussing the election gave her audience a deeper connection to her, though it did affect her image in some ways. For years, Ellen was known as the Queen of Positivity, the beacon of light in a world full of negativity. But this more somber side showed that Ellen, like many others, was struggling with the state of the world. This shift in tone might have alienated some fans who had come to love her for her light-hearted entertainment, but it also gave her a new platform as a more complex, multifaceted figure. Additionally, her reaction to Trump's victory fueled conversations around the responsibility of celebrities in times of political and social unrest. Ellen has always been seen as a role model for kindness and inclusivity, but her response also raised questions about the broader role of public figures. Is it enough to spread positive messages, or do they have an obligation to take a stand in critical moments? Cultural reflection. Politics and pop culture. Ellen's reaction also reflects a broader trend in how the entertainment industry intersects with politics. The days when celebrities stayed quiet about their political views seem to be long gone. As political issues become more intertwined with social and cultural movements, stars like Ellen are increasingly using their platforms to share their perspectives.